Hey, what's up guys? It's Matt Modi with OddsJam. What we're going to do in this video, we're going to bet some WNBA. So I've had a rough past 2 days specifically with my YouTube bets for the WNBA, going 0-2 overall. Tough, but I've still had success overall with the WNBA, so I'm not letting just a recent two-day cold streak ruin that. So I have another one here today that I have a lot of faith in. Of course, I post majority of my plays on the WNBA on my Twitter, so make sure to follow me there, Modi_Matt, where I've had the most success. And yeah, so let's get into it. So the play that I found was found obviously using the OddsJam Positive EV page. And what we're looking at here is the Minnesota Lynx -1.5. So just to go through the math before I go through the handicapping reasons, the OddsJam line, which is pulled from the sharpest sportsbook in the world in terms of pricing lines, prices this at -129. With the VIG removed, it's priced at -119. VIG is essentially just how sportsbooks make their money. They don't charge a transaction fee for using their product for placing a bet. Instead, they just price up the odds a little bit, and that's how they make their money. For example, the most common odds you'll see are -110 on each way for a standard spread, -110, -110. That basically means you have to risk $110 to win 100. So every bettor that bets $100 on each side, or for two bettors that bet $100 on each side, the sportsbook is profiting $10. So not necessarily fair, but it's how they make their money. So in order to find out the true line of what the OddsJam line believes of a market, you just need to remove the VIG, which again is done here at -119. So the gap between -119 and -110 on BetMGM is priced at roughly 4% profit margin. So this number here, 3.9, this can be viewed as your mathematical profit margin, what's incredibly interesting about placing these positive EV bets from the OddsJam positive expected value page is you can actually see what percent of profitable return you should expect to receive on a given bet. Now, obviously, your bet either wins or loses, so you either get all the winnings or you lose all of your risk. But over time, you will notice that your expected profit will start to equal your actual profit as you start doing this over time and your profits start compounding upon each other. So that's the math behind it. Before I place a bet, one thing I like to do is just look into the markets themselves. I like to see if I'm getting a true discrepancy or not and where all the sports books price everything. And as we can see, MGM is the only sportsbook that prices the Lynx at -1.5. So this is pretty great value here. We see PointsBet, BetRivers price this at 2. We see FanDuel, Caesars, and then the OddsJam line price this at 2.5. So we're getting a full point or half point advantage, getting the Lynx at -1.5. So for handicapping purposes, I also like this one. So on average, and what I have up here is just the WNBA advanced stats. So if I remove this filter, people are probably nervous about backing the Lynx because they're one of the worst teams in the WNBA. But they recently got some players back from injury, like within the past 2 weeks. So if I just keep this date range from June 15th on, as opposed to the full season, the Lynx are actually the second best team in the WNBA. And the Dream, who they're playing, the Wings, are a little bit farther behind them. But this is mostly backing the Lynx, who have played much better since they have returned from injury. Now they're only 2-2, but they've looked a lot better. So I do really like backing the Lynx in this spot. So I'm going to go ahead and just follow the calculator and put 100, let's round up to $110, essentially a 4 or 5 unit play, if you want to view it that way, like 4.5 unit play on the Lynx, -1.5 at -110 odds. So now I just need to add this to my bet tracker. I put 110 on this one, click save, and we are good to go. So I definitely recommend checking out the OddsJam bet tracker. It's completely free to use. Tracks all your bets for you, does exactly what it sounds like. And all this information you see here on the dashboard comes from the OddsJam bet tracker. You can also look into all of your bets and see if it's green, red in terms of beating the closing line or not, and you can track things from there. So it's really awesome. Like I said, it's completely free, so I'll definitely recommend checking it out and making an account. But as far as this video goes, what I'm riding with are the Lynx -1.5, and I recommend you do the same. So hit me up at my Twitter if you are tailing. Comment on the video if you're tailing. Other than that, please remember to like, share with your friends, and then subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. But for this video, that's all I got for you. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.